evening, everyone, and welcome to Gavra Racing F1 evaluation round 2 of 3 at the Spanish Grand Prix. It looks like we got a pretty full grid here tonight, and joining me in the commentary box as usual is Toby51. How are you doing tonight, Toby?
I'm very good, thank you, and good evening, everybody. And yeah, welcome back to Spain, Barcelona, Barcelona track. And yeah, we've had an awful lot of interest in the Formula One grid. So we're having 3 evaluation races, I believe. This is the second one. Obviously, last one was last week. If you haven't had a chance to watch it yet, I believe it's up on YouTube. And it should be a good race. We had a very good race last week. Yeah, pit stop strategy seemed to make quite a big difference in final outcome. So wait to see whether it does again tonight.
Yeah, it really did last night. We have a whole new round of drivers tonight, y'all, so you have to excuse us if we don't have their names quite right. So I am on right now with 4HD Gaming. And looks like he is out on softs. So
yeah, he is out on softs.
Oh, and he is
just had a little bit of a spin. He knew you were watching.
Oh, we still have Alex Gunner. Now I remember
got somebody
Alex
coming behind.
Gunner.
We've got somebody coming behind him, but they're all out. Oh, they've got a couple of people now on fast laps, and he got out of the way.
And we're currently on Crazy, who is out for a lap. So, like you educated me last week, Toby, on their tire regulations for the race, just to make sure I have this right. Now, they are allowed 2 sets during qualifying, and the second set they must start the race on, or they have to. Do they have to use 2 sets during qualifying?
No, I have to be honest with you. I don't know on whether they're doing that in this in the race in this race. They may well be. In normal Formula One, you have 3 sessions, and so the first session you set on any tyre you want. Second session, your fastest lap dictates the exact set of tyres you will start the race on, and then the third qualifying session, again, in that one your fastest lap can be set on any tyre. That doesn't affect what you have at the start. So unfortunately, I can't enlighten you all as to whether that is a rule in Gavra League as well, but that is in Formula One.
Okay. And well, I jumped on Crazy because he had set the fastest lap. I believe he was also the first one with a time of 1:19.875. But just as soon as he crossed the line, he had a few other people coming behind him, Toby.
Yeah, we've got Attengren, who's currently in the lead with a 1:18.866.
There we go. Yeah, I really like his paint job. If anybody has seen me race, you'll tend to notice I tend to go with the nice bright green color. Toby, I believe you're also a fan of the bright green colors.
I do like bright green. I have to admit. I think any colour that makes you stand out on track is a good colour to have.
I was going to check in on Black Country Mush. I remember him from last week. He is yet to set a time. Oh, and that's why he has not set a time. And there's another one, Toby, who's... I like that solid black on that car. Man, that looks good.
That does look good as well, I have to say. A bit like the Lotus, but without the gold.
Yeah. Now, maybe if he just had just a little bit of that bright green to make that black pop. That's just my preference.
if you
I
have a
do
look
love
at
that black.
Burkay, I'm just having a look at people's liveries at the moment,
Yep.
and Burkay KV has exactly what you were just describing.
Okay. Ooh. It looks like he does.
And
Oh,
Didix has put himself up in second, with ESS squeezing in front of Kraser in third. It's still pretty tight
but it looks like
between
Didix went
second and
right
fifth.
back to the
Second,
pit.
yeah, between second and fifth, it's pretty tight. And
Yeah, they really are. It looks like some of the guys are still struggling to get a lap time in. And I believe with Gavra Racing they are running on dynamic weather, so I think they may not even know what the weather for the actual race could be.
oh, really? That could definitely make things interesting. I know. I believe they've been doing some practicing in the rain, so they may feel that there's a possibility of rain, which definitely make the race very interesting. Strategy would definitely would certainly come into play there.
Yes, as we both learned over the weekend, a little bit of rain can really alter a race and have a big impact on it.
It certainly does, especially when you pit and your tyres don't change.
Yep. And ESSH has improved and put himself in second with a 119.217. But our leader at the moment is still yeah, that's gonna be one of those I have a hard time pronouncing. And
Attengren.
Adam Grin? Oh, much easier. There we
Yep.
go. Adam Grin.
And yeah, he's been there for quite a while now. Well, last I think he set that relatively early and has been still going since. So this is a 15-minute session, isn't it? I believe.
Yes.
So they've got plenty of time to get used to the tyres, get used to the track conditions, and set a really fast pace.
Let's check in on. Looks like Black Country Mush has managed to finally get him a lap in with a 1:25.8. Hopefully he's getting a feel for the track. It looks like most everybody at this point, Toby, is managing to get in a time.
Yeah, almost everybody. Oh, Pika just went into the wall.
Oh no!
He was on a hot lap, unfortunately. So he's going to have to go back to the pits. But they've still got plenty of time to get back out again. Yellow sectors, yellow flags in sector 2, which means that they're going to have to slow down through that sector, which is going to affect everybody going round time. Yeah, so I doubt we're going to see any faster laps this lap. Yeah, I'm just looking through, and I really like Daz's livery, I have to admit. It's,
Oh, and we have one of our new Discord members, Morris, on the feed. How you doing, Morris? And Chef, great to see you here. Hey, Chef, you made pretty much every race now, don't you?
I think pretty much every race that I've noticed, definitely. But welcome to you both, and good evening.
Let's see, All-Star has managed to get a lap in. But hopefully he'll have him a good race. Let's see, so...
We've got
Oh, go ahead.
quite a few in the pit. Quite a few in the pit at this present point. There's still massive time left in the on the clock.
Oh! I think that may have... I'm not sure what happened there. It looked looked like he had really drilled the wall for a second, but then it kind of shot him into the pit. Let's check in on Gaza. I don't believe we have given him any camera time yet. Well, Toby, I see most of these guys are definitely making great use of the custom liveries for the F1
I think that's a really
2019.
feature. I really wish it was on Project Cars, because I think that could totally brighten up the field. Not that Project Cars liveries are not bright, it's just I think it'd be really nice to design your own. So no, but a lot of them have done a really good job. Some of them are subtle, some of them are not quite so subtle, but each have their own merits.
Yeah, they really do. Yeah, and we got Pica on the feed. Yeah, you wrecked again, man. And I wish you the best of luck during the race, but I think you might be watching the wrong screen, which by no means I'm not saying don't watch the race. Watch the race, but not while you're in the race.
Oh. It looks like Pica's retired.
Oh, I hope not.
There was a lot of damage on his car. So yeah, I don't think he made it back to the pits.
So that the game
I'm pretty
itself
sure he'll,
would, I guess, disqualify you at that point. As Daza spins out a little bit there.
I think if I remember from F1 18, because I still haven't got around to playing this yet, that if you stacked in the qualifying lap, your only option would be to retire to pits. Unless you get back under your own steam. So I think that must have been what it was.
Oh, well then, Pica, I totally apologize then. I'm definitely still learning a lot about this game, and I just assumed it was like the Project Cars. If you wrecked, you just hit your button, magically teleported back to the pit, and came right back out.
But I've just noticed at the front, we've got Attengren, who's set an even faster lap, almost a second more than his previous lap, and he's on a 1:17.993 now. And Didix has set a lap which would have beaten his previous lap, but has now put him in second with an 18.727. So a bit nip and tuck between those two. It'll be quite interesting to see in the next little while.
And it looks like a lot of the guys are happy with their times. I myself have never been happy with any of my times going around the track, but it's great to see a lot of the drivers have the confidence to start like that.
They could be pitting for fresh tyres, go out for a final flying lap.
Okay.
Which is quite a common trait.
Oh, sorry to interrupt you. Yeah, I was going to say I do keep forgetting they have hot tires when they come out of the pit.
They do, yes. Yeah. So it's quite a common trait in regular Formula 1 that they all do a flying lap at the end. So I'd imagine it's probably a physics mechanic the track evolves over time. It definitely is in Project Cars too, so I'd assume that it's a physics model in this too, which would mean that to come out for a flying lap in your last in the last closing minutes would be a strategic advantage.
We have two off. I believe it looked like one was off and he kind of caught the other one off guard when he came around the corner and he kind of just spun out of sheer reaction there. Yeah, I believe it was Alex that was off on the inside.
Alex. has pitted. Yeah, so
we still have okay out, 4 out. Which he's got a pretty representative time with the 1:21.9. Toby, we're seeing a little bit of the spread of the field here, but once again we're seeing small groups. So you think we'll see a lot of independent battles spread out through the track tonight, or
quite a possibility. I mean, last week we had some battles at the start, and then everybody spread out a bit, and then we had a front field battle, a midfield battle, and a little bit of battle going on at the back, but the main battles were front and middle. So yeah, I believe we've got some different drivers this week, haven't we? We did last week.
we
Am I
do
right in
have a
thinking
few.
that?
Yeah, we do have a few in here. I know the ones we did have that I recognize from last week are Diddix, who is, of course, one of our commentators here at Gavra Racing. On
Yep.
Thursday night with Cadwell 5, they cover the GTE. So,
Ease. Yep.
Everybody make sure you tune in for that.
And ESSH was in last week, as was Kraza, and Dazza was as well, as was Black Country Mush.
And I remember Don, because I struggled with his name, and that's why I'm not now calling him Don. And I remember Alex Gunnermack as well.
Yes, and All-Star. So our new ones, I think, actually narrowing that down, are Attengren in front. I believe he's new. I'm not entirely sure on that one. Burke KV and Pika 4HD, I think.
It does. Now the grayed out ones, I saw the notification came up and said to show that All-Star had got disconnected. So I'm assuming some of these other gray names also are disconnections, because it will not. Oh, and Burke, it looks like, just got disconnected as well.
I think they retired from the session. I don't think they necessarily disconnected. I think they were retired from pitbox. I'm not. They may have disconnected, but I'm hoping that they've just retired from pitbox.
As long as we don't have a mass disconnect going on, I'm used to that from the Project Cars. I've heard the F1 2019 is much more stable.
Yeah, we sadly had that on Saturday, didn't we, in the endurance race? Many people disconnected out of that.
The Project Cars 2 servers can be a little finicky for the PlayStation.
It can be hit and miss. But I've been watching some streams of F1 2019, the esports series, the Pro esports series, which I have to say, if you haven't had a chance to check out yet, I was really enjoying that when I was watching it, so it's well worth a watch. And they have an awful lot of things they can adjust on track. They can adjust their brake balance, they can adjust, I mean, you can do that on Project Cars 2 as well. They can adjust the amount of ERS they get. Now that's the energy recovery system, so that's the hybrid system they've got, so they can adjust the deployment of that. It will still deploy automatically over lap, but you've got options between hot lap, medium, standard and low, I believe, so you can recover it over some laps whilst you're on low or standard, to really go for it with an overtake with DRS enabled on the next lap. And they've obviously got the fuel mixture options, and so there's a lot of tactics come into play on top of the tyres.
Yeah, these guys are really, when they're flying around the track, really have to manage so much. Alright, Toby, if you
So,
want to give us the rundown.
will do. So at the end of the qualifying, on pole we got Attengren with a 1:17.946. Second we got Didix with a 1:18.7. Third we got ESH with 1:19.2. Then in fourth we got Alex Nalo. Fifth Kraza. Sixth Don Rajib. Seventh Burkay. Eighth Dazza. Ninth Alex Gunner. We'll get back to that in a second. I missed that, I believe, so hopefully I'll get that again in a second.
Yeah, hopefully it'll load back up for us. Yeah, I'm excited to see how these guys do around this track tonight. Crazy has proven himself several times over to be extremely consistent, and as we saw in yesterday's BMW race, little tongue twister somehow, he really does not like to give up. He's gonna make you work for the pass.
I think everybody that we were watching last week is fits into that category. I don't think anybody wants to give up, and they're going to fight for it. It's great to see because it means we get good. Oh, and they're off. Oh, formation. We did this last week.
Yeah, I'll have to get used to this. I'm not used to seeing those lights go off and then them do the formation lap. But Toby, it looks like we do have our starting positions back up there.
Yeah. So ninth got Alex Gunner. 10th we got Black Country Mush. 11th All Star and 12th Pika 4 HD, who didn't manage to get a time set in the last session. But hopefully he can make some plate spaces up in the race.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be an exciting race, especially with it being the evaluation races. It's a great chance for these guys to really show what they got, but at the same time to also show that they can keep it clean, because here at Gavra Racing we love clean racing.
Yeah, well, we got. I'm just looking through the field, and we got a bit of a split of strategies. We got 3 different strategies going on. We've got some people on softs, so they're going to be wanting to get away and get a bit of a gap. Let's have a look. We got all 3 of the top 3 on softs, so they're going to be wanting to make a bit of a gap. Then we've got in fourth Alex Nalo. He's on the mediums, so he's going to be wanting to run a little bit longer into the race and possibly switch on to the softs at the end. Because obviously they've got a mandatory pit stop, which they've got to change tyres from whatever they're on to another type. So yeah, he may well go softs at the end. And then we got some other people on hards further down the back. Haven't got a side on at the moment. So yeah, so they're going to be going very long into the race and almost definitely going with softs at the end. And then spattered throughout the rest of the field, we've got other people on softs. We're going to be wanting to get some positions off the line, so it's going to be a very interesting start.
Yes, definitely one that strategy has a big impact on the race. I saw a flash of a map, which I have not figured out how to get up here yet.
And we got
3
lights.
reds, 4. Oh, slight hesitation, but these guys are off. Tires are all smoking. Adam Grin in first, followed by ESH, Didix, Alex, Don, Crazy.
We've got 3-way at the back with Dazza, and they've given each other space. Oh, Attengren just went off the track, went a bit wide into the first corner, which has put ESS and Didix through, along with Burkay.
Yeah, that was
they're side by side at the moment.
Yeah,
Burkay and Attengren. And just behind them, they've got another battle going on as well. I think that is Alex Nalo. Is that right?
Yes, I believe it is. Yep, in the white.
It's not very quick changing. Oh. Wow, they're definitely jostling for position.
everybody fighting.
Down behind Attingham. A small train of cars in the midfield, starting with Alex Nalo. Kraz's pretty close behind him, and then right on his tail he's got Burke.
All these guys. The midfield is packed at the moment as they come to. Oh, it's already the end of lap 1. They're starting on lap 2. That was a fantastic first lap with these cars. Toby, I don't think I saw anybody even trade paint.
I think there were a few offs further back, but I didn't see any collisions. Not from the positions I was watching. And Don Rajib is having a very close look at Burke at the moment. They've been fighting quite hard for the last couple of laps. Couple of corners.
But that was a fantastic job of holding onto that car. I can't imagine these things are easy if they touch the grass.
No, they're very much track cars. So no, grass will spin them out quite easily. Yeah, we've already got some quite close battles going on. Kraz looks pretty close to back of Alex Naylor as well. DRS isn't activated yet because that gets activated on third lap.
There we are.
So yeah, at the moment it's all engine mixes and DRS deployment.
Crazy is really trying to reel in Alex, putting the pressure on him.
I think this is a hot battle at the moment.
Yeah, I think it might be Crazy.
Oh, Alex just went a little bit deep into that corner, but Kraz wasn't able to make up any time in it.
Yeah, it's an evaluation race, and Crazy is definitely pushing these guys hard and seeing what they've got.
And he's alongside. DRS is open.
As we have another, it looks like, I believe, Don and Alex Gunner were behind them.
And Kraz has just made his way through.
Oh, very nice, Crazy. Yeah, I was going to say I'm not going to leave Crazy here at the moment because I think this is definitely where the heated battle is. Because if you leave the door open, Crazy's going to go for it.
Kraz has already gone through, and Alex Naylor is keeping actually pretty hot on his tail, so he'll get DRS on this lap, which means that he may well have an overtake chance into turn 1, which he's making move. Side by side going into turn 1, and he's made the move stick.
That was a very
Good
nice
job.
move as well, yeah.
But Kraz is not letting go through the S's. But it looks like Alex has just got enough to keep ahead. Oh, very nice job.
I think if Crazy doesn't get by soon, he's going to have Crazy sitting behind him for a while. And having somebody behind you like that for the long haul can really have an effect on your stamina.
Concentration, definitely. Yeah.
It can really wear on you.
Yeah, it definitely can. Looks like Kraz has dropped back a bit. I mean, he's still within the second, so he'll get DRS to close back up on the next straight. But, as Alex just went a little bit deep through the first, through the first of the kinks.
Yeah, that could have been very bad if Crazy wasn't quick on his brakes.
So yeah, still within the seconds, so Kraz is going to get DRS in this straight, which will pull him straight back up into the back of Alex.
Yep, his DRS is now active.
No, it's not. He is now over a second behind, but I thought he was when they got to the activation point. Maybe I was wrong. As we got ESS very, very close to the back of Attengren, and this looks like the next hot battle.
finding him now.
And we've also got ESS, who, sorry, no, oh no, that gap is, oh, Alex Gunner, who's on the back of Burke, but the hot battle, I believe, at the moment is ESS and Attengren.
Yeah, I agree. I think the battle for the lead at the moment is definitely where it's
Well,
at.
it's battle for second, although actually now they've caught up with Diddix again. He did have a little bit of a lead, but they caught right back up onto him.
Well, yeah, I have to root for Diddix because he is one of our fellow commentators. So, come on, Diddix, you can outpace these guys. Just hang with it. And Crazy's got the middle of the field tied up for you, so go with it, Diddix.
I'm rooting for Diddix, but at the same time, I'm also rooting for clean action. So I'm quite enjoying this, as Attengren has now got DRS in the back of Diddix. ESS, I don't know what happened to him, but he's dropped further back. But Attengren right in the back of Diddix going into the first corner. That was great car control from both, well, from Attengren especially.
Attengren does go a little bit wide, but yeah, I agree, man. It looked like he could not have been more than a few inches off of Diddix's back tires with that front wing.
I don't even think it was a few inches. That was pretty close. But yeah, they held it. As in, neither of them, there was no contact. But yeah, this is hotting up into quite a battle. They're pushing each other as well.
Yeah, they've managed to get themselves a 3-second lead from Alex.
I think looking at timing screens as these two were having a battle, ESS made a bit of a mistake. I don't know what happened, but I think he slightly held up Alex as Alex made it past, which I think accounts for some of that gap because Alex is closing in very quickly. Oh, sorry, that was Attengren just went into the pits, as we did Diddix. So we got pit stops very early for the soft tyres, which was to be expected. Krez has also come into the pits, which has promoted Alex Naylor to the lead. And I think he was the first of them on mediums, so he's going much deeper into the race. And the fact that he was so close to them as they went into the pit means that he's got a very good opportunity to make himself a little bit of distance here. So yeah, Attengren has now come back out into 6th, Krasler into 7th, and who's the other one that went into the pits? Diddix has brought himself back out into 4th, so he's actually got a little bit of, well, not quite traffic because it's full position, but obviously they're out of sync pit stop wise. He's got ESS in between him and Diddix, which is definitely going to slow his advance. But however, it looks like ESS is on mediums, so he should probably be running not too far off pace.
There he is. For a second it gave us a camera view of the curb there. It's a very nice curb, but I think we all prefer to see the drivers.
Attengren is right on the back of ESS at the moment. So ESS is definitely struggling on those older tyres, which is giving Attengren the chance to get right up behind him. He'll have DRS, and I think this will be an easy pass in the straight.
Yeah, I was just wondering if maybe he should have thought about stopping, but I guess he does have a different pit strategy, like we talked about earlier than some of the other ones.
He does. Yeah, I'd imagine he'll probably be going until about lap 12 to 15, somewhere in that region. Two who haven't stopped yet on mediums, which is ESS and Alex Naylor. So they've got a little bit to go on this stint.
Oh, as it looks like we have lost two of our drivers, All-Star. I guess he may have, I'm not sure what happened. He may have got dropped. I'm not sure. It looks like Burke may no longer be with us.
Yep, we've got All-Star and Burke who have either retired or disconnected, which is a shame.
Yes, I was really hoping All Star would have him a really good race here tonight.
Yeah, I was too. So, but back in the action, we've got Alex Gunner with ESS very, very close behind him, and Alex is on the back of Attengrim too. Oh no, he's dropped off a bit whilst defending, so he's now totally focused on ESS. So Alex Gunner is on hards, so he won't have stopped yet. Neither's ESS. Oh, Alex has just got out of the way. He's on a different strategy, so he's... Oh no, he was defending the inside. No,
Yeah,
I think he might have been getting out of the way.
yeah, it's hard to tell. I guess at
Sometimes
this
when
point
you're on
we
different
will
strategies...
see some people being lapped, but
No, I don't think he's being lapped, but I think he may have thought, well, I'm on a different strategy. My tyre's going to come into their own at the end. It's pointless me fighting at the moment. I just lose time. So he may have just decided to let him through in the straight, where it was his choice. Which is quite sensible driving, as long as he doesn't lose back of him. Plus it means he gets to use his slipstream. We've got Attengrim closing in on Diddix. And I think we have got some lap cars. Yeah, we've got Black Country Mush, who I believe is lapped, Dazza and Pika. So Attengrim's got DRS on the back of... sorry, ESS has got 8 DRS on the back Attengrim. And ESS hasn't pitted yet. Oh, that was very close into turn 1. Good driving for both of them. They didn't leave each other much room, but it was just enough for them to survive.
yeah, that was very close. And you mentioned their pit stop, so I have pulled up the pit stop thing on here, and yeah, it looks like Alex Gunner and Don and our leader at the moment, Alex Dalo, have not pitted yet.
I can't find that to bring it up. Oh, hang on, there we go.
Yep. It's on,
there we go. So ESS has stopped. Oh, I missed that. Okay, so this is totally full position. So he has now dropped off the back a little bit. Could just be saving tyres. But Diddix is right on the back of Attengrim.
There he is. There's Diddix.
So, oh no, Attengrim must have got past Diddix somewhere. I wasn't paying attention to that. Yes, now he's in third. So I think he made an error, didn't he, Attengrim? Which put him further back. So he's been having a bit of a recovery drive. And he's back up into third. For the moment. So we haven't got any DRS for a little bit of the lap. So Diddix is probably going to have to hold station until until they get back onto the straight. And they have DRS on this straight. But Diddix just dipped his wheel on the grass a bit, which slowed him down.
Diddix overall, though, is having him a fantastic race tonight. He had a hard time last week, if I remember right.
I think he did, yes.
So it's great to see him come out and do so good tonight. I knew he had it in.
I think he was running very high up in the standings for a while. I think he qualified. I'm not sure if he... Oh, no, he got disconnected, I believe. Did he not? I think.
He may have been one of them that had got disconnected.
No, I think he set pole and then unfortunately never made it through into the race. Could be wrong on that one,
No,
but
you were right. I remember us now talking about how big of a shame it was, because yeah, he set a fantastic pole position during qualifying, and yeah, and then during the changeover to the race, he got disconnected and it wouldn't let him back in. Had to be very disappointing for him. So yeah, I'm sure he's definitely looking to have a great race tonight.
trying to work out what their potential pit stop strategies are. I was saying 12 to 15 for mediums before, but as I was saying that, I'm just watching Alex Nailo, and he went a little bit wide into the chicane. But he's still setting lap times. Obviously, he lost a lot of time there, but still setting lap times comparable to the rest, even though he hasn't pitted. But he most certainly does not have a pit stop window. Excuse me, to Didix in fourth, who is effectively running. Sorry, Attengren in third, who is effectively running first, because Alex and Don Rajib haven't pitted yet. So yeah.
So he's Alex Nailo
Maybe those
is
medium cars
really,
aren't there.
he's going to have to really look for a good moment to take a pit at this point.
Well, I think he's got a pit. I think he's
losing.
losing time. I think he's losing time. In fact, he has lost an awful lot of time, because effectively he's now 7 seconds in front of Attengren. And they were about nip and tuck when Attengren went into the pits, which means that he's lost probably about 13 seconds by staying out as long as he has. So I think he probably ought to look to pit. But that means that the people who switched on to mediums, so Attengren, Didux, I think ESS as well, may not be able to make it until the end, because those medium tyres don't seem to be lasting. Oh, as I say that, Alex Nailo has come into the pits.
So that will definitely set him back down the field, but hopefully he will be able to make that up. Let's see how Crazy is holding out. So if I have the information right, Crazy currently has 7 laps on his medium tires.
Let me just switch over so I've got that as mine. So Crazy, yes, he has 7 laps on his tyres currently, and he pitted at the same time as Attengren and Didux. Don Rajib, who's on the hards, so he's on a totally different strategy. He's done the whole race so far. Alex Nailo has obviously just pitted. He's on hards, so I think he may well be going to the end. And so obviously, by him starting on the mediums, he's got deeper into the race, which has allowed him to go straight onto the hards. He's got the information that the mediums don't appear to have lasted as long as they possibly could have done, which suggests that those second, third and fourth are going to have to pit again. He might be able to make it through to the end of the race. So as long as he can keep relative pace with them, he could have a chance of the podium here, if not the win. Alex Nailo. So yeah, interesting strategy. That's obviously based on whether or not Didux and ESS pit again.
Sounds like a very solid strategy for this race, and yet with the way you said they're going through the tires, which obviously they definitely are. I'll have to look into seeing if we can actually find out track temperatures and stuff like that of these tracks for the races. That would be nice to know. It could really help us maybe predict how fast they may or may not go through some of the tires.
Yeah. Well, I'm just basing it on the stint that Alex Nailo seemed to be doing, because he seemed to be pretty much at pace with them when he was with them. And then towards the end of his stint, he was dropping quite a lot of time. Obviously, I mean, for anybody who watches Formula One, they'll know that tyre wear goes down as your fuel load goes down, which means that obviously when when some of the when some of the front runners pitted, they had slightly less fuel on, but not much. So yeah. Anyway, tyre weight does bring down the amount of fuel. Sorry, bring down the amount of fuel. Of course it does. Bring down the amount of tyre usage, which means that further on you can run longer on softer tyres.
Okay. Makes sense. You have a lighter car, you're putting less pressure on your tires.
I've been finding that very much as well in the radicals.
Black Country Mush looks like he locked him up coming through there, but managed to hold on to it. I was trying to work my way down to Pica. I saw the notification on the bottom of the screen. I believe he picked up a 3-second penalty.
And we've got some pretty close action between Don Rajib and Didix at the moment. Don Rajib is out of sync, obviously, because he hasn't pitted yet, but he's still keeping up with Didix.
Which Didix has now made his way back into second. I don't know, Toby. I think we could see Didix take this one for the win. He definitely has the talent to do it.
Oh, most certainly. Yeah, I think it's looking like it's a three-way battle between. Well, it looks like it's a two-way battle between Attenborough and Didix, with an outside chance of Alex Nago's strategy coming into play if they have pit again. So yeah, could be quite an interesting end of the race. Well, I'm quite impressed with Don Rajib's ability to keep up with Didix, because he's on very old now, hard tyres, whereas Didix is on 10 lap old medium tyres, so potentially their pace could be relatively similar given the disparity between the tyres. We can see it is similar.
Yeah, that 16 laps from Don Rajib on those hard tires. I haven't driven these cars with these tires, but from what I've been seeing and trying to learn from you on here, 16 laps seems like a lot of laps, especially on this track, to have on those tires.
The tyres, the softs and mediums are generally relatively similar in lap times. Mediums last a bit longer, but not massively longer than softs. But hards can last significantly longer, especially if you don't push too hard, than the mediums and softs. So the fact that he's on the fact that he's on hards doesn't give him an automatic disadvantage, especially at this stage of the race, because he can run much longer on those tyres, and they will keep pace much longer. Yeah, so he could be. I don't think he's going to challenge for a podium, but he could certainly be challenging for a decent position here.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at their stops again. Don Rajib and Alex Gunnermack still have not pitted, Toby.
Oh, and we've got.
Oh.
I think that was Pika 4 Gaming, Pika HD, who's off,
yeah.
and I think he's retired.
Yep, it just gave him the DNF. It looked like he crashed out there in the front of him.
I think he did. I think he had to retire to pit box.
Which is a shame. He'd been having him a pretty good night, I believe.
So Don Rajib's just coming into the pit. Oh no, he goes into the wall, he goes into the pits. He's going to need to take a new wing now. What a shame.
And that will definitely cost him on a very
It will most certainly do. I think he was on point to come out roughly about where Kraser is. Had he not hit, yes, he's definitely changing the wing. But now I think Kraser will be going. Yeah, Kraser's gone through, and ESS is also coming to the pits. So, is this?
Yeah, ESH coming out.
Is this ESS? This is ESS's second pit.
Oh, Crazy! Crazy has got spun around.
Oh no,
It looked like
I
he
missed
got
that.
spun
Was that
around.
somebody
Yeah. No,
coming out of the pits?
I'm not positive. I caught it as he was spun around, and when he tried
We
to
got another
regather his
retirement.
car, he spun it around again. Hopefully, Crazy
He's going
will
to
be
have
able
to
to make it
pit.
up.
He's going to have to pit
Oh, it
this lap
does look
coming,
like
I'd imagine.
it does look like his front wing has got messed up. Yeah,
He's definitely limping. But then, having said that, ESS has just made a second stop, as has, didn't notice that, Atom Grim, and Diddix from the lead is just in the pits too. So they are definitely two-stopping. They've gone on to the mediums again, which means they're happy with the pace of the medium tyres. Although, having said, no, Alex Nalo, oh, hang on. Oh, Alex Nalo is still, no he's not. No, he was in the mediums, wasn't he? Yes. No, he wasn't. He was in the hards. Alex Nalo has gone back out on the hards, which means that I think he's going to have to pit again, because I think he started on the hards. So that was me saying he was an outside chance if he could run to the end, and the others had to make 2 stops. I think he's got to stop again to change his tyres to different compounds.
Yeah, it
So
seems
yeah,
the hards here right here at the end with only 13 laps left to go seems an odd strategy to me.
well, Atom Grim pitted a while ago. How many laps he's done on these tyres now? He has
We
now
have
done
one
6
lap.
laps on those tyres. He's done 6. Alex Nalo, I'm talking about. Sorry, who's currently in the lead. He's done 6 laps on these tyres. So he pitted a while ago, but because I think he started on the hards, he switched to hards, and he's going to have to either change again to the softs or the mediums, or face penalty, I believe. I could be wrong in that, but that's the way I see it. Yeah, so that means he's got to pit again. So Ashton Grim is definitely in the lead.
It looks like at the moment Don and ESH are closest together, with right at about 2 seconds separating them.
Yep. Yeah, they've got a bit of about a 2-second gap. Although, no, there's 5 seconds between them. No, you're watching the interval. There's 5 seconds between them. We got very close between Atom Grim and Alex Nalo. Now Atom Grim has gone back out onto the hards, whereas his other competitors for the lead, pit stops withstanding, who are ESS and Diddix, are both on mediums. So it could be interesting to see whether they struggle at the end when Atom Grim has still got grip. As Atom Grim is composing a pass to go round Alex Nalo, and he goes around the inside, going into the first corner. Makes it look easy.
He really did make that look easy, didn't he? Wow. Yeah, that was
much fresher tyres. He's going to have much fresher 6-lap newer tyres. He's going to have so much more grip than Alex Nalo does. So that disparity is going to make it look easy. But yes, I mean that was still a beautiful pass. But just saying that not to take away from Alex Nalo's defence, because he did all he could on much older tyres. And it looks like Atom Grim's quite quickly pulling away. He's already broken his 1 second DRS gap. And so we've got gaps of about 4 seconds now between Alex Nalo and Diddix. And Diddix is on relatively fresh medium, so he's most certainly going to be pulling quite quickly up onto the back of Alex Nalo.
Now, if he's able to do that, what are the chances of their laps being comparable to the times or the tires that they have and needing to pit at about the same time, giving Diddix a better strategy during the race? If that makes
Who's that?
sense.
Who's that? That's who you're talking about.
Diddix.
ESS. Oh, Diddix.
Yeah, since he's on only 3 laps on the medium, and he's trying to catch up with Alex Nalo, who has 9 laps on the hards. Obviously, Diddix will be able to push a little bit harder, and like you said, catch up to Alex Nalo.
Yep.
But do you think they could end up having to pit at about the same time, giving Diddix the advantage?
I don't think Diddix will pit again. I'd imagine he'll be on these tyres until the end. I think those tyres will... He's going to have a lot of pace on them for the first, I don't know, 6 or 7 laps maybe. And then they're going to go off the edge a little bit, which means he's going to be able to run a decent pace, but not be able to push them too hard anymore. So he's going to be able to keep his position, basically. So his job now is to get past Alex Nader to start with, and catch back up to Attengren, because he's going to have faster tyres at the moment. And he does appear to be doing faster laps, so he's going to want to get past Alex Naylor as quickly as possible and try and close that gap between him and Attengren, whilst the tyres are still alive, basically. Don't know, given the fact that he's nearly 6 seconds behind, whether he's going to be able to make it, but it'll be interesting to see.
Decided to go on a lap around the track with Diddix's TV pod here, y'all. It's actually a really nice view of what these guys see around the track. He's really whipping it around the turns. Toby, it looks like he is doing a great job of hitting all the apexes on entry and exit, just like he's supposed to. Which,
yeah, I've mostly been watching him and Attengren, and both of them have been setting close to perfect laps. It's they're doing really well, taking just the right amount of curb. They're driving very nicely.
I was gonna check in with Reze real quick, see how he's recovering from having to pit and take a new front wing. Looks like Crazy also really nailing the right points on the track.
Yep, and I was just watching ESS then again, and he's hitting every apex too, so we've got a very good field here.
Which, it's very important in these cars to nail the apexes, isn't it?
Well, your corner exit is paramount in Formula 1 cars, because obviously they've got such fast acceleration, such fast top speed, that the more you get to use that top speed, obviously the faster you're going to be. So if you take the apex at just the right point, you can hit the gas and just capitalise on your top end speed. So it's really important they do. But yeah, they all seem to be.
We'll check in on Daza.
Oh, we've got very, very close now between Diddix and Alex Nalo. Sorry to interrupt you there.
Nope, you're good. I'm going to find them right now.
Diddix is DRS open and just about to overtake into corner 1, and he is passed.
It's a very nice move by Diddix.
Very much so.
We've seen a lot of people making a lot of passes in turn 1 on this track tonight, Toby.
It's the easiest place to pass, especially with different tyre compounds and age. You've got much different braking distances, so if you can brake that a little bit later, then you can just slip down the inside and carry on through. So There are some other overtaking places, but most of the other overtaking places are a little bit more risky. That's definitely the safe overtake place. But Alex Naylor is keeping pretty tight with Dillix at the moment. He was assisted with DRS there, but still, if he can keep himself within a second to get onto the main pit straight, he can use Dillix for tow, hopefully for a few laps. I do think he's possibly going to have to pit again though, which by the looks of it will put him out just behind Don Rajib.
Toby, you've really nailed their strategies and anticipating where these guys are going to be, I have to say.
I watch an awful lot of Formula One. Honestly, I haven't missed a race since 2008. I am a bit of a Formula One nerd.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, the cars are.
I'm proud.
They are marvels from everything about them, from the whole mechanics of how they work, with all the downforce to the relieving downforce so that they get that extra boost power. All of it.
I think the thing I love about Formula One is, in particular, is the fact that it's such a deep sport. From the point of view of it's racing, and you can watch it just for the racing, and it's interesting to watch. Not always, unfortunately, it can be a bit of a procession at times, but recently the race has been incredible.
Yep. And sorry to interrupt you, but we just had Prix just got by Alex and Gavra there.
Nice job.
I got the camera on him about the time he was making it around him.
Good eyes there. I hadn't seen that one.
I had just looked down and saw the times were very close, and then by the time I got the camera to him, he was making the pass. Yep, but no, sorry to interrupt you. I had to real quick try to catch them doing that.
I was just saying you can watch just for the racing, but as you learn more and more about it, you realise there's so much that comes into play. You've got the drivers who are the top drivers of the world, undisputed, and so you've got them, which each bring their own characters to the racing, to the cars really rather than the racing, and then you've got the tyre strategies, pit stop strategies, the variety of different cars and how fast they are, and it becomes, the more you learn about them, the pit stop stages and things like that, it just becomes a fascinating sport, which is why it's held my grip for 11 years plus. I always was interested in it, but yeah, and it transfers very much through into the simulator. So yeah, it's nice to commentate on it.
I've had us on board with Alex Gunnerback. I was looking to see if maybe he might catch back up to Crazy, but looks like Crazy has managed to get himself quite a lead on him.
No, Alex Gunner's only done one stop, and he's currently on mediums. Let me have a quick look how many laps he's done on those mediums. And he has done 9 laps on those mediums. Oh, actually, so his laps are roughly the same age as Krazer's. Krazer at this point just has a lot more pace. But then Krazer was running lead in 5th at the time of his spin. So he's been setting the pace of the leaders the entire race.
Yeah, he really has. Except for his little spin out, he's had pretty much a perfect run tonight.
I have to say, somebody came out of the pits just as he span. He was going into turn 1 as that person came out of the pits. Now, I didn't see whether there was a collision as that person came out of the pits, but in the back of my mind, I almost wonder whether that was what happened. I can't say for sure, but I almost wonder whether he was collected as somebody came out of the pits.
Yeah, some of these, as it goes a little bit wide, but you can tell Crazy is really pushing the car. He's got, I'm sitting here, I'm trying to do like you, I'm trying to look at some of these the tire wears. Oh, but no, Don has pitted. Don's pitted and is taking softs.
Yep.
Toby, is that going to make it a little bit more difficult for Crazy to catch him?
It will make it a lot more difficult. He's on fresh, soft tyres. The softer are obviously the fastest. He's on the lowest amount of fuel, whereas Kaz is on 10-lap-old mediums. And we know from the first stint of Alex Naylor, I believe it was, that the mediums lasted him about 13 laps. Obviously, Kaz is running on much less fuel, but 10-lap-old tyres, I don't think he's going to close that gap. But having said that, he is. 3 laps to go and 11 seconds, I don't think is enough. Well.
It's definitely going to be...
it's not.
It's going to be tough, but all these guys have fought really hard tonight, I think, which I always have an opinion of anything in the top 10. A good finish to me.
Yep. Totally.
Because the competition is extremely fierce out on the track.
I think, to be honest with you, finishing is an achievement, and then anywhere you get above that is even better.
Yeah, definitely. That was my whole goal with our LMP1 race on Saturday was
without a
finish. Crazy is going to come into the pits. He's going to take some tires, I believe. That's right, that was a very southern accent, y'all, when I said tires. Correct pronunciation should be more like tires.
But yes, Kaiser may as well take tires. He's got a 30-second gap to Alex Gunner. So he's still got a 30-second gap, I believe. Which means that he's got no reason not to pit. And if you're struggling on tyres, just make your way to the end safely.
I guess it'll help guarantee he doesn't lose a position for the finish in the last, just a couple of laps.
Exactly.
I'm going to check in on our leader.
Yep.
Who has really done a great job. How many stops has he made? 2 stops. Daza made 3. Crazy's made 3. Alex Nalo still only made the 1 stop during the race.
Yeah.
I have to go
which I believe was hards to hards. Which, and as far as I was aware, I believe that sorry, I keep saying believe. I think they had to change tyres from one compound to another. So he may be in for a penalty at the end if he hasn't. I could well be wrong, but the fact that he's the only one who's done a one stop makes me think that he has done swapped hards.
How you doing, Bowie? Piking now, sorry. We will be doing interviews throughout the season, and so hopefully we will get a chance to interview you to get into the commentary box. Let me make sure I don't miss our leader, y'all, which I am very apt to do if I don't pay attention here.
And he's got a 9-second lead. That's a pretty dominant victory over second place Divix, who has a 6-second lead over Alex Nalo. And it looks like they're going to be our top 3 at the moment. ESS is not too far behind Alex. He's 5 seconds behind at the moment. But they're all running such precise paces that 5 seconds is a lifetime.
It really is. 5 seconds is so much distance out on one of these tracks, and I can't imagine how big it is in one of these cars. I always feel like 1 or 2 seconds, maybe even 3, you can make up easy enough if you push real hard, but Well, yeah, that's a huge gap. As our winner is coming down through the line.
Yeah, very dominant and well strategized run race there, Attingrim. Good job. And Didix likewise. And Alex Nader just crossing as well.
And ESH not too terrible. Somehow these guys managed to close up the gap there at the end.
Yeah. Oh, and I think that may be to do with the cooldown lap. The big drop in time there. But yeah, very close between the top four. At one point, it could have been any of theirs, I think.
Well, I'm a little confused now. It's showing us as Don is still running, but I'm getting a checkered flag for Crazy, Alex Gunner Mac, and Dazzle.
I don't think he was still running. I think that was just a bug.
Okay. Yeah, that was. I was really confused there from it. That was a fantastic race from everybody.
It was.
I really like the way the F119 includes a podium finish in here. I'm assuming that they get to use the characters up there that they pick in the game as well.
Yep. Well, I know I just had to create a character as I first came on the game, so I'm assuming that'll be me hopefully on the podium one day. Yeah. So no, great race from everybody. Good podium, and yeah, I think the strategies again played a huge part of it. I'll be very interested to know whether Alex Nalo did pit.
And if you want to give us that rundown real fast, Toby.
So our podium was Attingrim on first, Didix in second, and Alex Nalo in third. Congratulations to you three. And fourth, very close behind, was ESS. Then Don Rajib. 6th Kraza, 7th Alex Gunner, 8th Dazza, 9th Black Country Mush, 10th Pika, 11th All Star, although he didn't classify because he DNF'd unfortunately. And then I missed the person in 11th, but he also got a DNF unfortunately.
Yep. And if y'all want to stick around for a minute, we are going to have a post-race interview with Crazy, I believe.
I am just organising that right now.
While Toby organizes that, y'all, if you want to join up in the racing, go to the website, gavraracing.altavista.org. You'll find all the information on there to sign up. Don't worry if you've never tried sim racing before in a league, because it can be tough. Gavra has an academy for you guys. You just send him a message, he'll get right back with you. And we also have a fantastic Discord channel that our man Sig made. And yeah, I mean, you know, make sure you like the video, hit the subscribe button so you get all the notifications when we go live, which is almost daily at this point. We have races Monday through Friday. Monday's BMW. Tuesday right now we have the F1 2019. Wednesday is the GT1. Tomorrow, make sure y'all check that out with James Head. He is one of our star commentators. Thursday is the GTE with Cadwell and Didx. And Friday is the Radical with Cypher Knight and Dutch, I believe. And Toby, I'm going to hand it to you because I just saw we had someone join.
Yeah, we've just got Kraza who's joined us, and well done on the race. You were running really well there until I'm not entirely sure what happened. I just caught the tail end of you spinning. What happened?
Yeah, I got a little bit sort of eager. Got the little bit far out on the turn 2. Got on the green, or the they had a little patch of green. And, yeah, just spun the rears and yeah, send me into the wall. Fortunately, I managed to just clip the front wing rather than take the wheel off. But yeah, damaged my race.
Yeah, no, that was a shame to see because you, as I said, you were running really well. Yeah. But how are you finding Formula One? So there's been a huge amount of interest, and I think there's a lot of people looking to play it.
Yeah, I mean, compared to last season, obviously last season was Gavra's first real season with the Formula One game, and there was a lot of interest. We had a very good season. Obviously, people were still getting used to the game and just getting used to each other, but especially this season seems to have sort of blown up. We got 3 separate groups all running tonight with different drivers. So yeah, it's great to see really the sort of the boom and the numbers.
Yeah, no, it's really good. I've been watching the chat feeds, and there's certainly a good community of you going on there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So everybody seems really, really quite close. Well, between, I would really say, between the top 8 of you in the ones that I'm commentating on, seem to be really closely matched.
Yeah, qualifying we definitely seemed a little bit closer. Obviously the race pace, that's where you score the points, and that's the main result. But it's good to see the qualifying being as close as it was. There's obviously a few guys in this league, in this group and the other groups that are exceptionally quick, unfortunately. But that's the way it is. So yeah, hopefully we can just pick our pace up a little bit and challenge them.
I think that's pretty much a thread that runs through all of Gavra. There are some drivers who are just incredibly quick, and it's great to race against them because it makes you have to practice that bit more and catch up with them, as you said.
Exactly, or find a turbo button, one of the two.
Exactly, yes. I'm still looking for it, but I will find it. Yeah. So, who do you think might be your main rival of the season?
That's difficult to say. Obviously, with the evaluation races, I mean, this race and last race, I've had 3 or 4 different people sort of challenging with me. So it differs from race to race. But when we figure everyone out, get everyone grouped in the right groups, hopefully the idea is then to get everyone matched up really quite well, so that the racing's close through the entire season.
Okay, so you're going to have 3 separate groups of drivers with relatively close times to each other.
That's the general idea.
That's going to make it very close racing. Brilliant. So obviously you've got the last evaluation race next week. Then do you go through into the season the week after?
Yep, after the evaluation races, we'll see how everyone is. We'll match up the numbers. Obviously, it's not just about race pace, it's also about commitment. There's a few guys who haven't turned up. There's a few guys who haven't been able to race from one race to the next. So it all depends on the commitment. And then, we can get the numbers together and sort the groups out and go from there.
Yeah, of course. I mean, commitment is extremely important, especially when you're trying to run different tiers of championships. So you want the top ones to obviously all be there all the time, so that you've got a close championship going on.
Exactly. So yeah, wait and see.
Great. So where are we next week?
Monza, I believe.
Monza. Okay.
Yes.
That will definitely be an exciting race to watch.
Yes.
I only have one question for you, Crazy. As
Go ahead.
Toby is educating me on the race strategy of this game. I just wanted to ask if you were happy with your strategy tonight, and if it worked out like you wanted and everything.
Yeah, I wasn't happy with the race strategy. The tyres, specifically on this game. The last game I seemed to be a little bit more comfortable with tyre wear, but this game I seem to struggle a bit. So I'm still trying to learn, still trying to get some race practices in before the race itself, just to try and sort of educate myself.
So is that throughout the tyre range, or is that on a particular tyre that you're finding?
It seems to be throughout the tyre range. The wet tyres seem to cope a little bit better, but myself personally, I can't speak for the rest of the guys, but myself personally, I sort of struggle with all these different sets.
Well, no. Looking at the way everybody else was driving their stints, it definitely looked like the top ones were the ones I was watching mostly because that's where the battles were. But yeah, they definitely looked like they were having issues with their tyres towards the end of their stint. So I think it's across the grid.
I hope so. I hope it's not just me, but so I've still got to pick my pace up. I've still got to look after the tyres better for next race.
I think strategy is playing a huge amount, or it has in both the races so far. So yeah, but it's definitely a key point in the race.
Yep, definitely.
No, that was fantastic to watch. I'm really looking forward to qualifying the season wheel when it comes in 2 weeks' time.
Yep, me too.
And equally the evaluation race next week.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much, guys. You've been good commentating and streaming the race as well. So a big thank you to you, TG.
Oh,
thanks very much. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, and thanks for all the racing you guys do. If it wasn't for y'all, we wouldn't have anything to commentate on.
Yeah, it was a great race too. A lot of battles and a lot of fun to watch. So rolling next week.
And Diddix, just real quick, 'cause we had Diddix on the feed. Diddix, we will on the next week, if you are in our group, we will see about getting you in here for a post-race interview. But with that, yeah, Toby, I'm just gonna give my thanks, and after that, I'll let you sign us out. So my thanks are, number one, to the viewers. Y'all are the ones that make all this possible. Second, the drivers. Or, well, I guess it also wouldn't be possible without the drivers. But maybe the drivers are first, because without the drivers, the viewers wouldn't have nothing to look at. But I'm rambling. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Go to the website, and Toby, I'll leave it with you.
Yeah, yet another great race, and thank you for commentating with me, Jukebox. And the organisation, as always, has been fantastic. So yeah, congratulations to all the organisers, the podium, and we will see you next week. Thank you very much for joining us.